I want a couple of thanks. Thanks to Pastor Holland for inviting us. Thanks for the church for all the food. We also want to thank the Monster Potatoes. We come up here every 2 weeks and pick up a skid of potatoes to give out. And so we really appreciate what they do for us. St. Andrew's Men's Choir, that was fun. I don't think I've ever heard Edmund Fitzgerald introducing that song. But it was really quite appropriate and lots of fun. Thank you very much. A lawyer asked Jesus, "What must I do to be saved, eternal life?" And Jesus said, love God with all your heart and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. The lawyer, are there any lawyers here? Good. Because the lawyer, like you would do, asked too many questions and said, well, who is my neighbor? And Jesus told the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole story. I'll do it real quick. First guy, there was a guy on the road hurt. No, it wasn't a cow. It was a real man on the road who was hurt and laying there bleeding. And a priest walked by and ignored him. The next, the Levite walked by and ignored him. And then a Samaritan walked by. Now we know by the chapter right before this that Jesus was rejected from coming into a Samaritan village, as the Jews and the Samaritans hated each other. So for Jesus to use this example of the Samaritan, which became the Good Samaritan, to take care of the man, just would have infuriated probably his own disciples for the experience they've just gone through. But Jesus said, called him the Good Samaritan. So what is a Good Samaritan? And I looked it up this morning, and it says, one who voluntarily renders aid to another in distress, although under no duty to do so. We are called to take care of our neighbors. The Valley Lighthouse, that's our goal, to help people in need. And I'm going to ask Stacy to talk a little bit about what we do up there and maybe some great testimonies of what she's heard up there.
So I don't know how many of you know about the Valley Lighthouse, but I've been there for over 3 years. And it's very humbling and fulfilling to me just to see the people that come in. We help about 400 people a month that come in. Averages about 100 a week that just come in for clothing, household items, food. We now have a little pantry in there that anyone can come in to access. Just in our valley last year, and I don't have an updated number, but there was approximately 25 families that were homeless, living in their cars, living in tents. One of the areas that people camp out is back at the Glen in Lincolns. So we now have people that come into us on a weekly basis just to come in and grab food out of our pantry, just so that they have some food. We do giveaways. It's averaging now every 2 weeks. We just had one this week. We got 19 pallets of juice in. So we're helping some people out with that. But we had 400 people come through just on Wednesday for food. And you times that by the family members in there, it averages anywhere between 900 to 1,200 people that we fed just in that 4-hour window. Those of you that didn't see the clip, we were lucky enough to have 27 News come up just to share with people, because not many people know what the Valley Lighthouse is. It's taken us a while to get on the map that people know we're there for help. One of the stories from last year, there was a lady that would come in. She was from out in Pine Grove. She had cancer. She would walk through that door and it was like a beam of light that just followed her. She'd come in to get clothing. She had cancer for many years and it came back. We lost her last year. It's kind of devastating me. I was very close to her. Her husband reached out to us, and we actually, our 5K that we do in September was basically in her honor. But that's one of the stories that comes in. And over the last 2 weeks, we've had people coming into our giveaways that were their pride just to come in and ask for help. But it's now starting to touch the other volunteers because they're seeing them come in and they're very emotional. We had a father that lost his wife. His daughter was in the car, and they were there a couple days later just coming in for help. I couldn't imagine that within that short period of time, but at least they knew we were there. We had a little girl come in with her mom. We get donations from other organizations. And she turned around and looked at her mom and said, I can wear underwear, because we were able to give underwear to her for her to wear. There's people that you may not know that are struggling, but they are. I had someone come in yesterday, actually it was Thursday, and she's struggling at home. We have other resources outside of the lighthouse that we can share with. If we can't help them, we can connect them to who can help them, which to me is a big thing. All the fires that have been going on in the valley, we had 2 big ones just in the Likens Valley. I reached out through the Red Cross. They brought the families in there. I was in there at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, making sure that they had clothing and they had food. And after that, one of the realtors put them all in their places, and they came into us for furniture. The community in turn gathered what they were willing to give to them and brought it to the lighthouse for us to keep replenishing back to everyone. So it starts with food, clothing, household items, furniture, you name it. And if we can't give it or we can't use it, we have a recycler that comes in and it goes out into something else. If clothing is soiled, blankets, they get made into the U-Haul blankets. So just the giving out is not all we do. There's just so much more to it. If anyone's looking to volunteer, we'd love to have volunteers come in and help. It takes a mass of people. And we have a strong volunteer base that comes in and helps, and we couldn't do it without them. I couldn't do it without them. But any help you want to give, we'll take. And I appreciate this. A little emotional here today because just to see what we get in and what's been going out lately, this is just, it's very filling for me. We did start having free meals at the lighthouse. I don't know if you're aware of that. We partner with Living Well, and we're doing a free meal. It's usually the second Thursday of the month that anyone in the community can come in. From 4 to 6, we prepare the meal, and they can come in and eat. We're doing a free Thanksgiving meal on Thanksgiving Day. We're doing a free Christmas meal to bring in all that don't have families. Last year we had about 100 people come in for our Thanksgiving meal. So it's, I give up a lot of family time with my husband.
Is he back?
He is here. He is here, yes.
He's looking for it.
Yeah, he did retire this year, and one of his comments was to me, I'm not coming to the lighthouse every day, but he knows when I need help, and he's there, he's always there to help. So, like I said, if you just want to stop in and see what we do, ask for Stephen or I, and we'll give you a tour just so you can see what we have going on at the Valley Lighthouse. But we serve 23 counties, so it's not just our valley. We now have people coming from Lebanon County. We have people coming from Lancaster. Last couple months ago, my husband and I helped with a veterans giveaway. We had donated some product that we get in, and the Sunbury area, Selinsgrove area, there's not a whole lot of resources out there for people. So they know now that they can also come in to the Valley Lighthouse. So we have more of an outreach going out that way as well.
We get lots of food given to us. A lot of times it's in bulk. For example, we talked about juice. 19 pallets full of juice came in. Now we can't get rid of all that through the lighthouse, so we distribute it to many other organizations that will pick it up and do through their own food banks. So if you know a food bank that could use some extra food, have them contact us. We get them on the list because we want to share. our motto is we don't want anything sitting on the shelves. It doesn't do anybody any good on the shelves. It only does good when it goes out. We've got, one day we got a tractor trailer load of apples, and we got rid of 17 pallets, had 13 pallets left over, and some Amish man suggested that they could make applesauce for us. They took the 13 pallets and turned it into 3,600 quarts of applesauce. And they paid for everything, the bottles, the lids, the labels, and everything, gave them all to us. And we just had a blast giving them out. We've got tractor trailer loads of yogurt. Yogurt, can you imagine that much yogurt? But fortunately, we've got on some lists and some companies that when they get things in, they distribute it, help out, give it to us, because they know that we can get rid of it. We don't throw food away. We find somebody. Stacy's really works hard at finding the places to give it up here in the valley. So that's, when you think about the Valley Lighthouse, I'd like you to think about people you know in need, that need clothing, need food, and need furniture. People are starting over. We deal with a lot of women that have been in abused situations that are starting over, ex-offenders that are getting out of prison, or men or women are getting out of some kind of sober living facility, need help starting over. Starting over is a big thing for us. There was something else I was thinking. The other ways you can help, Stacy brought up, I just want to remind you that volunteers are very important to us. We could not do what we do without volunteers. And this isn't always hard work. This is sometimes just sitting and sorting through socks and putting pairs together or shoes together, folding clothes. We have an 80-year-old woman that comes in 3 days a week. She and her young daughter, she's only 60, come in 3 days a week and sort, hang up clothes, and what a blessing they are. And people just, it's a help. It's helping neighbors. We're back to helping neighbors. And that's what it's all about. And so think about that. Food, if you have extra food, you know, sometimes you go to the grocery store and you buy one, get one free. Well, maybe you can't use 2 bags of apples. Bring us a bag of apples. We'll help get rid of it. I want to thank you again for having us here this morning. And I want to thank Pastor Holland for taking such good care of us, and we appreciate it. Oh, you can invite us to your church too, okay? So let us talk about it. Thank you.